Hi, hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is your boy, No Mercy Gamer. Alright, so for today's video, we are going to talk about Destroyer class review. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified for our next videos. Okay, alright, so Destroyer. So Destroyer class has received a huge buff for its class, and the overall damage output of the Destroyer has gradually improved. And this is also one of the reasons why I am playing Destroyer as the main class. And for you people out there who are maining Destroyer, or who is annoyed by Destroyer, I do understand your concerns right there, because Destroyer is a pretty big and a heck of a class. Alright, so most of the time players are actually complaining why Destroyer is so good and sometimes it's so hard to kill. Alright, moreover, Destroyer is not an easy class to use, so Destroyer class is, again, not an easy class to use. It's because uh, it's not so popular among people, and the most popular class to use is Titan, Berserker, Huntress, and other classes that are easy to use. Alright, so Destroyer apparently is one of those classes that are quite annoying and at the same time not so easy to use. Alright, so if you want to play Destroyer, so most of the time you'll be needing patience and practice in order for you to perfect him out. Okay, so then again guys, first things first, we are going to talk about the Destroyer's main passive. Alright, so the Destroyer's main passive skill, that was Overheat. So Overheat would actually or gradually increase its damage. Alright, so it is actually right there in front of the details of level 1 Overheat. Use Iron Buster with Overheat Bomb to inflict more damage to the enemy. So applies Overheat effect for 10 seconds after using a skill 3 times. So additional effects for the skill, that would be Slugfest, Bombardment, Firebomb, Funeral Blast, Flamebuster to Graven, and Overheat status. So basically, it would have an additional damage when you are going to use these skills. Alright, so that's the best part of it. So first things first, we have the Slugfest. So Slugfest is when you are going to use this skill, you would actually have the Overheat status. So when you are going to have Overheat status, that means you will be able to deal more damage to the enemy. Alright, next one, To the Grave. So To the Grave skill, this one is a CC skill. So when you are going to use the CC skill, be sure that you are, or the enemy is actually knocked down, so that you can deal more damage to them. However, I do not advise you to use this skill in the arena. Alright, so these skills are not so advisable using in the arena as of the moment, because the Destroyer's skill rotations right now is not the same as before. Alright, so the Destroyer skills rotation is very different from before. Alright, so next one right here, we have this Firebomb. So Firebomb skill, this one is one of the annoying classes that we Destroyers use. And if you players out there who is not so familiar or having a hard time countering Destroyer, I believe it's because of this skill, and of course the rolling skill of, or like the passive roll of the Destroyer, which is the dodge. Alright, so this one has a Firebomb effect. Yes, it has a overheat effect, and of course it is invincible while jumping, and of course the iframe as well. So that makes the destroyer quite an annoying class, especially on the arena. And as well as if you are going to like encounter destroyers in the field, like field guild wars, battlefield of the sun, Node Wars, Destroyer is a pretty heck of a annoying class. So my overall verdict of the Destroyer class is he is a dick. A dick when it comes to like annoying people. Okay, next one right here, the bombardment. So bombardment class, this one, you basically use this class in like farming only, but I do not recommend you to use this class on PvP or on the arena. This class is not used, or this skill is not useful for PvP. This one is just for farming. But even though in farming I do not use this skill, so it's just like a waste of time having this skill on his arsenal. Maybe they could try and rework this skill more on later on to like able to use or utilize these skills, and maybe they could add at least like 5 or an additional 2 slots for the skill equipment so that we can fully maximize the skills that we have in our arsenals. And I pretty much know this because all other classes have the same issues, which is we cannot fully maximize the skills or the skill rotations of each classes. So there's always one missing combos on your skill sometimes. Alright, next one right here, which is we have the Flame Buster. So Flame Buster skill is actually a very good skill for dazing the enemy. So we actually use the Flame Buster with the Firebomb skill. So Firebomb skill, after using the Firebomb skill, we use the Flame Buster to follow up the skill, or like the knockback effect after we daze them, because the Firebomb skill, the effect of it is stun on hit, so they pretty much get stunned, and after stunning them we use the knockback effect so that they would actually try to fall down. Alright, so this one has an overheat effect also if you activated its passive, and once you activated its passive, of course it would deal tons of damage. Then after using the Flame Buster effect, or Flame Buster, so Firebomb, Flame Buster, and then the Funeral Blast. So the Funeral Blast is your finishing skill, or the highest damaging skills, or the highest damage output for the destroyer's arsenal. So this skill is actually a very good for knocking down enemies, and of course you can actually like spam it because it has only 5 seconds cooldown. So that's the good thing of it. So if you're a destroyer, and if you want to like transfer to destroyer class, then I believe so, because as of the moment I actually noticed that there's not so much to counter destroyer. The only counter class for destroyer, in my own opinion, so if don't get me wrong, this is just my own opinion. So based on my own opinion, the only counter class for destroyer is Assassin and Raven. The reason for that is that because of their penetration skills, so they actually penetrate a lot, unlike Berserkers versus Destroyer. Berserkers cannot do so well against Destroyers. The only class that can do so well against Destroyers or against us is Assassin and Raven. However, out of the moment, Raven has or lacks of damage, but maybe on the rework, when it would take effect on KR from Global, then I think a lot of players can go toe-to-toe with Destroyers now. Alright, so yeah, that's my overall insight about Destroyer class, and I think this Destroyer class is pretty much an amazing class. So as a bonus, I will be showing you the skill rotation of what I use, especially on the arena and on the field. So this skill rotation is very annoying, and please bear in mind that this is my own skill rotation. So that depends on you and how you do your combos. But this combos is actually working best for me, and the combo itself is actually very, very good. I'm sorry for that. So first of all, let's start with the combos. So for example, you are going to try and knock down or like daze your enemy. So when you are going to daze your enemy, you need to use the fire blast first, like boom. Then after using the fire blast, you can use the follow-up flame buster. Boom. After using the flame buster, you can use the funeral. Alright, so now we can do it faster right there. Like for example, like 1, 2, boom. You can see that? Flame buster and funeral. So you need to like actually click it fast in order for you to deal tons of damage at the same time. However, if you're going to try and escape your enemy, you can actually try and use the flame buster instead. Like for example, count 1 second, then use the skill again. Like again, 1, 2. So this skill is very, very useful in avoiding enemies and avoiding its damage. However, if this skill is on cooldown, you can just use the roll skill, or this skill again, then rotate, and then boom, voila. Then you would be untouchable. And most of the time you would be untouchable. So you can actually try and do this skill like counterment, or like use this skill rotation for at least a minute or so until you would the enemy can CC you, and that's the time that maybe they can try and kill you. However, if you're actually quite good with the timing of the skills, I believe it would be very, very painful for your enemies. Okay, so now let's try and put it to the test on the arena. So, by the way guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are notified for my next videos. So that is all for now, and I hope that you like this video. Thank you so much, and see you again. Please enjoy the video. Thank you. Bye bye.